Everyone. Welcome to my channel, Bingo Bytes. So, this channel has been created with the intention to help students and also employees who are new to cloud computing and AI. As a part of this channel, we will be creating short videos which even you can see in 5 to 10 minutes on different aspects of cloud computing and latest technologies in AI, which you can use to build products at your own company and even students to make different projects. So, this will help you grow in your company as well as get new employee prospects. By following this Amazon Cloud series, you will be able to gain basic knowledge of what Amazon Cloud services are. And going more into this series, we will also move to this advanced level. So this series is even for the beginners. So before even moving ahead, let's understand why cloud computing is so important. If you look at the statistics, 96% of the Fortune 500 companies are using cloud computing. For instance, Coca-Cola, it uses Amazon Web Services to save its data and to do data analytics. Similarly, Netflix, Goldman Sachs, BMW, Epic Games, Amazon itself hosts a lot of its services on Amazon Web Services. So cloud computing has become intrinsic part of every company and has become an important prospect to be present on your resume. But what is cloud computing? I don't want to get into details. I'll just give you a brief what cloud computing is so that you can follow why this series is important. Suppose if I'm having a job which is to perform very complex calculations or run very high softwares, high storage demanding softwares, but the computer or the laptop that I'm having at home is not equipped to do such complex calculations, and when I started doing such calculations, I'm running out of storage. So, this is where cloud computing comes in. So, think of cloud computing as renting a powerful computer and storage space on the internet. So, I have a laptop with 8 GB RAM, but my computations need 16 GB RAM. Now, Amazon has a powerful computer with 16 GB RAM, so I'm renting out that computer over the internet and I'm using the computer through internet. So Amazon is the server. Amazon is giving me a service which I'm using, through which I'm renting the computer. Now Amazon becomes the server and I become the client. This is called the client server architecture, and this is what cloud computing is. So cloud computing allows you to rent services, to rent infrastructure, to rent softwares without you having to buy them and maintain them permanently. So you pay only for the amount that you use. So the headache of buying a laptop, a high-end laptop, maintaining the softwares, and it is gone. So whenever you need a high-end machine to perform calculations, you just go to one of the cloud service provider, you rent a machine, and you can do your stuff over there. So that's how cloud computing works. That's the gist of cloud computing. So I wouldn't get much into the details. So in this series, I'll explain you what you can learn through these series on cloud computing. So the different topics that we would be covering in this series would be client server architecture. What is client server architecture? Because this is the basis for all the cloud computing models. The fundamentals of cloud computing, like how cloud computing is used as an infrastructure as a service or platform as a service or software as a service, and what are the different types of servers available on Amazon Web Services for doing your computations, if it is memory optimized or compute optimized or storage optimized. So you don't have to worry if these terms are new to you. We'll go in detail. And about the infrastructure. So this service that I'm renting out, this is available 24 by 7. But how is it available 24 by 7? So there has to be some maintenance that is done. There has to be some specific servers which are running throughout the time. So Amazon basically divides all its infrastructure into regions, and each region has sub regions which are called as accessibility zones. So we'll be discussing all of that in detail, and what kind of networking capabilities does AWS provide? So what is virtual private network? So suppose if you're having a website has to be accessed by everyone, right? So the website has to be public. But if you're having your data, your personal data definitely cannot be public. It has to be private. So there have to be separate networks, public networks and private networks. So how do you maintain public and private networks through VPN? And what kind of storage is available on AWS? So there are object type storage and block based storage. So which type of storage is good for which kind of applications? And based on applications, you can decide the storage type, and the pricing also varies based on that. So through that, you can also do a price optimization for your application. We'll be discussing different types of databases, SQL, NoSQL, MongoDB, how you can migrate from one database to other, different security policies, compliance policies, how AWS builds its security policies, and how it prevents attacks on its service. So all that can be discussed. And analysis, suppose if you're running some kind of computing job, you'll have to look at the analysis of different logs. So there are different softwares that are available, services that are available on Amazon. So that we will be discussing. We'll also be discussing the pricing module. So is it going to be expensive? How can you reduce your planning? How can you go for support plans? How can you make optimal use of the infrastructure with minimal pricing? That all can be discussed. Different types of migration. So suppose if you're having some data already on your local computer in your company, how you can migrate that to cloud? How can you adopt the cloud framework? So that will be discussed. And there's a lot of space for innovation. So there are marketplaces, there are places where you can build your own AI models on Amazon Web Services. So that will be discussed. So these are the different topics that we'll be covering as part of your AWS cloud computing training series. We'll be starting from basics, so you don't have to worry if you don't know anything. So hit the subscribe button for the upcoming videos.